The Repack, for instance, the name comes from mountain biking's first race out at Repack in Marin County on Mount Tam, west of Fairfax. Charlie Kelly was the Repack impresario for 24 races back in the late 70s. When we dropped down this crazy 2.1 mile downhill, dropping 1,300 feet with some 50 odd turns, having a ball on mountain bikes. And Charlie Kelly has had trademarked the name way back when. People were hoping to use that name as early as 1983 on components and bikes. And when we were working on this project, or when I started working on this project 5 years ago, he said, hey, you know, if you come out with such a bike down the road, you've got my blessing to use this name. So got the Repack historic name on there, which is really tied at the hip with the Enduro name, which this bike is, a 27-inch, 160 millimeter travel bike. And back in those days, Alan Bonds had the Enduro race, which ended up going down Repack, and that, you know, that 16-rider iconic mountain bike photo. That was we were readying for the Enduro race that day. So anyway, that's about the name, right? And this bike is way more than just that name. It's about the come down here, Dave. Show the MLink, and we have the pivot in the middle of the chainstay, right? Imagine that up front if it was your short link type bike, or back here with your long link suspension systems. And we find this to be the best of both worlds. You have a rigid rear triangle being further forward, and a lot less bearing load being further back from all the action up in the front here. And also you keep your chainstays shorter, and a lot less bearing wear. This moves only about 3 degrees actually upward, and really you gotta ride it to appreciate it. But you can run this full non-platform, wide open, up the hills, and take full advantage of suspension uphill, and with a little steeper head angle, 68 degrees, taking advantage of the larger diameter wheels. You can have fun flying down the hills and stay hooked up through the turns because your contact patch is closer in to your body weight. It's an enjoyable ride. You really got to try it. This suspension system, it's set up, you know, the geometry is set up such that you don't have to be moving your weight around. It automatically has your body where you want it to be, so you can stay hooked up through the turn. You don't have to throw your weight forward. The handlebars are set up pretty much so when you roll through the turn, your body, it positions your body correctly. It's like this automatic bike.